Expectations were low as G20 leaders gathered for their summit in India Saturday. Divisions over the war in Ukraine made it unclear whether there would be any joint statement. Alas, consensus was clinched earlier than expected, albeit with watered-down language referring to Russia's invasion.
Obviously, there are differing viewpoints and interests at play in regard to the various issues under discussion. However, we have been able to find common ground on all of them.
The more than 30-page document makes no mention of Russia at all, beyond calling for the immediate and unimpeded deliveries of grain, food, and fertilizers. At last year's G20 in Bali, leaders declared in their joint statement that the group deplores in the strongest terms the aggression by the Russian Federation against Ukraine, and it noted that most members strongly condemned the war. And now those lines were nowhere to be found in the declaration agreed upon in New Delhi. Words like Russian aggression and condemnation were left out, and the declaration stopped short altogether of calling for Russia's withdrawal.
I would only say Bali was Bali and New Delhi is New Delhi. I mean, Bali was a year ago. The context, the situation was different. Many things have happened since then.
Saturday's statement cited the UN Charter, saying all states must refrain from the threat or use of force to seek territorial acquisition. But it also acknowledged, concerning the war in Ukraine, there were different views and assessments of the situation. That's unsurprising, given both Russia and China have a seat at the G20 table, and host India has avoided taking sides on the conflict, with Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky left off the guest list. Russian President Vladimir Putin did not show up, and neither did his Chinese counterpart, Xi Jinping. Moscow has said the Ukrainization of the summit prompted Putin to send his foreign minister in his place. But the fact Russia signed on to an agreement with reference to Ukraine is considered a success by some Western delegations. The Prime Minister's office didn't hold back in a separate statement on Saturday, using much sharper language. It reiterated that this country condemns in the strongest possible terms Russia's illegal war of aggression. For CityNews, I'm Caryn Ceolin.